here he is. The floor is yours.
Okay. How you guys doing? This is the, really not overall more personal matter that I want to speak about. Like, it's ironic, as we were just speaking, that, that I said that I would live on Old Down after being here every day, crime-wise. Talk about forget that I'm a police officer, where I am, either way, I would live here. I think it's a great place. I watch, I see, there are things that happen everywhere that, that are privy to me, not to you guys, that, you don't know who your neighbors and what's going on, but generally, I say I'd be pretty proud to live here, and raise my kids here on the island. So I definitely say it's a great place to live. Like I said, statistically, you can go on websites and see all the crime that happens, and there really not much going on. Most of it's personal stuff, and there's some internal stuff like you may have lost, or maybe you were in Manhattan and your laptop was stolen there and it's reported here, so it gets put down. But or something minor. But generally, there's not a lot of criminality that happens. A lot more maybe like family issues and kid issues. So generally, and that happens everywhere. Unfortunately.
Would you feel safe walking along the water at night?
I said.
There's a gun out
I said personally, I would live here. So absolutely, I feel safe with my 10-year-old child walking. Listen, anything can happen anytime in the safest place in the world. We all know that. Okay, but generally between public safety and when I feel I'm here, I feel that's a pretty good presence. And public safety has a big, obviously a big impression on what happens too. They're constantly driving around those cars up and down the waterways. I mean, I see it, and it makes my job a million times easier. Really, that presence alone of somebody. It doesn't matter if public safety or somebody. There's just somebody there. So, I would say I'm proud to say between myself and them, especially them, because they're there 24/7 where I'm not. Okay, yeah, I would feel safe. Absolutely, nothing has happened. I've had no issues. So. The only thing I really had to, that I brought in was there at the parking garage, which, I would have a meeting with your chief, Guerra. I see that I had 2 reports at the garage for stolen tires and rims. Okay, so that alarms me a little bit because probably, at least they didn't happen while I was here. Okay. One of them happened, between 10 and 10:45 in the daytime. So that, it's pretty, and rims together, the whole thing.
Somebody had the time to do that.
I mean, the type of vehicle, obviously they're newer, those rims and tires cost somewhere around $5,000, so that's what they're being stolen for. And but even the newer Nissans, like especially, I've been not on the island, I've been a big issue. So, so it's not generally because they're young kids with nice rims. They're even coming off stock vehicles that are worth a lot of money, Lexus, things like that. And the concern, so I'm not here during that time, I'm not here 24/7. So the concern is, maybe I could speak to public safety to get more, I don't, and my question is going to be maybe later. And the other one, just before I go on, the other one happened, it's a bigger gap between basically they parked the car there at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and 9:30 in the morning when they went, they basically, they'll tire missing on that and not other incidents. So again, that one was overnight. Probably 1, 2 in the morning until 6. Generally, that's what's going to happen. So obviously, between the shift the most active shift, which is good, because our most active shift when we're all out and about is usually coming home from work, going out with kids, coming here, is the 3 to 11:30. So, at least we know we're all, doing our job and that. So somehow with public safety, we're going to try to, we don't want this to become where they think they can just come onto the island, believe me, and just say, well, we're going to because this could become a problem for people's vehicles. And that includes breaking into a car later.
This has been discussed a good deal by the Operations Committee at RIRA. They're in the process now of upgrading the lighting in motor gates, so that should
I would say
But I think
yes.
you're absolutely right, I think the surveillance by public safety is possible. It's needed.
At least, go ahead.
No, I'm just wondering, do we know what floors this was on, in what part of the
No,
block?
unfortunately, since I didn't do the report, and they were reported at different, it doesn't say the floor. And that was one of the things I spoke about with the officer who gave me this, put this together for me. Okay, you know, we have a field intelligence officer, who's actually a supervisor, and he gave it to me, you know, to keep ahead of the game here, you know, to speak, to make sure that this doesn't, or we can do something now, and nip it in the bud, as we say. But regards to, yeah, I asked that question, second floor, third floor, you know, I'd like to know too, but generally this happens, people come in with vans, you know, so you may want to keep in mind the vans, and they throw these rims right into the vans. How, I don't know. Are they going inside, are they rolling out? Obviously, we don't know. Cameras inside, I'm assuming they're on, right? They're not inside. Outside, I know if something happens outside, we can actually get, because we had an incident of and we can get them outside. So, but that's right now for inside.
For your information, I got a report that on 6th floor north, the lights have been out since April 20th, and that they're still out. That's a place waiting for a time to happen, so just FYI. I've reported it to RIRA. They have something called secret case. They have an email address called Roosevelt 311. It's been reported, it's been acknowledged, and now it's supposed to be dealt with.
I mean, I don't know where else, how, they don't have security of their own. The parking company who runs that company, in my opinion, should also have their own. You know, they provide parking, they get paid for running a service, but, you know, regardless, somehow, you know, we want to try this, like I said, this is bringing them there, oh, look, now I can break into a car too, you know? Now, and, you know, now it's got a little bit of an effect. Like I said, we're not here, any police department or any specific spot. I'll give you an example. We get a big problem on top of Toys R Us on 48th Street, the Old Navy Toys R Us. That's a private entity. We can go up there 5 times a day, and we're doing a job, but still, it's not ours. We don't, you know, it's a private entity. But yet we have a big problem up there. It's very difficult. You know, it's not seen. It's just like the motor game, and you know. So we want to try to get something done right away on that, so they know we're there and on.
One thing, FYI, we just had our contingent of RIRA members who are members of Community Board 8 at their transportation meeting this evening. We're trying to get something called bike share on the island. There's going to be a report about it later in the meeting. If you'd like to stay and join us, please do.
I'm going to try just one thing that I got. What is it called?
It's called bike share. Because we have, you know, it's a marvelous place for people to bike ride. This would be an opportunity to have a limited bike rental system that's being done in Manhattan now through DOT Commissioner who wanted here as well.
There's a bunch of bikes. You pick them up, you drop them off.
Sounds like the zip code.
Yeah. That's
Good evening, sir.
one.
So,
Thank you for coming.
okay.